How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Chris and Mike's Tech Juice, and today I want to talk about something that isn't very often mentioned and I think deserves a mention. So, to keep things simplified, the human body is packed with tons of proteins that undergo a process called folding. This process is undergone to help fight against diseases such as cancer and Alzheimer's, and just to keep the body healthy overall. However, sometimes this process doesn't go as planned and you get what is called a misfold, which allows then for these diseases to creep in and take over your body. But what does this have to do with us non-scientific people sitting at home? Well, the smart people over at Panday Labs in Stanford University have created a process called folding at home. And what they're basically asking is that everybody at their homes help using their desktops, laptops, or even gaming consoles to further research into protein folding, and in doing so also help research into future treatments and maybe even cures for these diseases. But how exactly does this process work? Well, what you do is you install a small application onto your machine, which then takes advantage of your GPU or CPU to solve calculations. And what these calculations come in as is what's called work units. So you download a work unit from their server, which is basically like a very advanced math calculation, which your machine then solves and sends the processed work unit back to them, which they then analyze and use the data to help further the research into protein folding. Now, this is all great and all, meaning that every single one of us can actually help in a small way to further into the research of these diseases. But why exactly did they use it this way? Well, the best way to have done it would be to have built one giant supercomputer and let that do all the calculations for them and just research off that. But it costs a lot of money and costs a lot to maintain a supercomputer. So what they've done is they've taken advantage of what is called shared processing, which then makes tons of PCs come together to make one giant supercomputer, and everybody just shares the costs. But before you think about doing this, because it's all grand and all to help towards this research, you've got to think of a few things. While this is happening, your computer goes under a very heavy load 24/7, depending how long you leave it folding, as you can leave it folding indefinitely because they've always got calculations to send you. However, this can cause issues. There are many people on the internet that have said that they have had a lot of their computer hardware broken or have gone under severe performance degradations on their machine. However, this can be to a few contributing factors. For example, when your machine is under heavy load, it draws a lot of power. So if you don't have a very efficient power supply, you can damage the hardware in your machine. So if you want to go ahead with this, make sure you've got a very decent and efficient power supply, and a UPS would also be recommended so that you do have a constant flow of stable power. Another reason for hardware degradation is heat. When your machine is under heavy load, it will create a lot of heat, and you've got to make sure that your PC is very well air vented and also in a cool area so that it doesn't overheat and damage your hardware. If you've got all that going for you guys, then you can easily go ahead and download the app. It is free of charge and easy to use. So if you do want to go ahead and help with all this, you can make use of that expensive machine or expensive gaming console to also help for a good cause. We hope that you guys enjoyed this video and you found it very informative. If you would like to see a full how-to on installing and running the Folding at Home application, just leave a like in the video, and if we get a lot of views and a decent amount of likes, we will go ahead and record a video showing you exactly how to install this application and use it for a good cause. But until that time comes, guys, we want to thank you for watching this video, and cheers.